Good morning, it's another amazing morning. Welcome to High Crimes and Misdemeanors, episode 2. As we're social distancing and limited to one walk from home locally each day, a lot of the world is becoming closed to us, and that is a little bit of a paradox with the social distancing thing, because there's a danger that we'll all go to the same places, as has been happening. So we've got to think a little bit laterally and find places that we wouldn't normally walk that are open to us. And I'm going to try one of those out now, see if you can guess where it is. So this is a nice 18-hole course, which has a road running through it, which is usually the way I would go through, so that's why I know the general layout of this course quite well. I've also given it a quick check on Google Earth to see the sort of route I want to take around it. So it's a Sunday lunchtime and everywhere is really busy, and there's also quite a lot of people walking around this course. I can see them. There's a couple of people walking up the road. There's someone I just caught sight of right at the other side of the course. But the great thing about a golf course is that there's so much space, you can really spread out, and there's absolutely no reason that anyone would ever get within 5 yards of anyone else, never mind 2 meters. So yeah, I think it's, even though it's somewhere that I wouldn't normally go for a walk, it's probably going to be a good place to get a bit of exercise in without putting anyone in danger. So obviously you have to stick by the usual rules, not just for social distancing, but there might be a few gates on golf courses, so make sure that you take precautions when opening and closing them. I've brought a little bottle of hand gel with me just in case that happens. I'm not expecting it to, but it might. Yeah, so I'm going to keep going around the edge and head down onto this fairway in front of me. One of the great things about this bunker here is that you can see loads of little animal paw prints in it. I've no idea which animals they are, but it's great. That's the West Island Way on the other side of the river there. And I'm on a little section here where you probably wouldn't even notice you're on a golf course. And a lot of golf courses will be like this, that there'll be some nice corners where you can walk and know that you're not churning up something that is going to be used for golf. So some of you watching might be thinking, what's he doing on a golf course? Isn't that some form of trespassing? Isn't that illegal? And the short answer is no, it isn't. At least not if you're in Scotland like me. If you're in England and Wales, then walking on a golf course where there's no right of way is, even when they're not being used like now, is a form of trespassing, and that wouldn't be legal. However, there's been a really well publicised petition, which I will link to down below, and I would really encourage you to sign that, because it's kind of ridiculous that spaces should be closed off to people when we're needing all of the space that's local to people's houses we can get. You know what these golfers are like, killing animals and eating them, leaving the bones around. So onto what the rules are for access to walking on golf courses in Scotland. So there is a page in the Scottish Access Code which is specifically about golf courses, and like so much else of the Scottish Access rules and legislation, it relies very much upon responsible access and people using their rights of access for responsible purposes, which is obviously brilliant, and it's something that needs to be a principle that should be in access laws everywhere. So the access code says that we can have access to cross a golf course, and it does use that word cross, so I take that to mean don't stop and have a picnic in the middle of a fairway, as long as you're not interfering with people's games, as long as you're not walking over greens and potentially causing damage to them, as long as you're not interfering with any work that is being done on that course. So don't jump in front of grass mowers or anything like that, and also if there is a path that you can use, then use it. So that's what I've just been doing. So yeah, I think they're the main things. Obviously a lot of that will not come into force at the moment, so normally I'd, for example, be being very careful here because we're right next to a fairway now and there could be flying balls, but no flying balls today. Woohoo! Little shelter for the players there, won't be needing that today. Well, maybe shelter from sunstroke, that's a possibility on a day like this. So heading back towards a clubhouse now, and it's very clear that a lot of people are making good use of this course for exercise, and I haven't been anywhere near anyone all the way around, so the chances of passing on infection here are so low, so I can definitely recommend making use of your local golf course if you have one. As well as people taking over, there's also quite a lot of evidence of animals and wildlife really thriving. Now they've got a little bit more space here, oh, hello Bambi. Hello. I'm just out on my Sunday morning run. It's brilliant to be out here and not having people whacking balls at me like they usually do. Yeah, so I think that's a case in point, isn't it? Anyone know what this thing is? A fairway to heaven. We're nearly done here, so all that remains is for me to say to you, thank you for watching. If you've got any ideas or comments or suggestions for upcoming high crimes films, please leave them as a message at the bottom of here. Otherwise, please do subscribe on YouTube, follow on Facebook, and generally share this video. I've noticed that the videos that have been shared so far have been getting loads more views, which is great, because it's a real task to spread the word. So please do pass this on, and especially as the videos get better and I get used to making them and work out what works and what doesn't, that's really good of you to help spread the word. Thank you. See you next time.